ever feel guilty for having to walk away from the good guy just because he's a good guy, just because he's a gentleman, just because he treats you well, just because he's generous, just because he's successful and he's nice and all of those things? That's not a reason alone to choose him. He could be a good guy, but that doesn't mean that he is good enough for you. That doesn't mean that he is right for you, and you should not have to compromise on your standards or your non-negotiables because he's a good guy. Men should already be good men. They should already have character traits that are suitable for your relationship. They should already be chivalrous. They should already be generous. They should already have success in their life. They should already have these characteristics as a decent human being. That is not a reason to choose him. And we really need to stop putting these men on a pedestal because they're nice, because they're good men, because they're generous. Like, they should already be that way.
From personal experience, you can't go too hood, you can't go too left, or you can't go too right. Like, you can't go too educated, straight edge, and you can't go too hood YN. I know from experience. And what breaks my heart is, again, bringing them up again, watching Worst Neighbor Ever with Miles. Unfortunately, man, that man was so perfect. Like, but in this real world, I need a little screw loose a little bit. But see, the thing about that is, it's a fine line between he's protective and he got some sense on how to delegate that part of him, or getting your head knocked in between the washer and dryer. You know what I'm saying? That's why like nowadays, just stay single. Just stay single. Don't listen to me though.
A lot of these men have realized that, unfortunately, for a lot of these modern women, it might seem like opting out is the best choice. Because when you look at how much stress you have to go through, modern women being inconsistent, just those two alone will have you saying, or, you know, kind of reconsidering and saying, well, maybe this is not the journey for me right now. Maybe I need to go build myself up. Maybe I need to focus on myself. Maybe I need to put a little bit more into who I am.
I don't understand why women get so upset with this idea of serving their husband, because why would you get married in the first place? Is your job just to like be there and lay around and do nothing for him? Or is your job as a wife to build him up into a man that he couldn't become on his own? Me serving my husband, being his encourager, his nurturer, cooking him a nice meal, cleaning the house so that he has a clean home to come home to. It's not just serving him a meal every night and cooking him something, but it's this idea of constantly encouraging him and uplifting him, which a lot of women don't realize is so important to the man. It only makes his life better and makes his job easier, and then makes our marriage better in return. He's able to provide for me better. He's got a clearer mind. He can do what he needs to do and not be focused on all the other mundane tasks. A woman's words are so important to building a man into who he needs to become. And so many women don't realize that the words that they say to their husband is either going to tear him down, ruin his reputation, ruin his life, or it's going to build him into a man that he couldn't become on his own.
Hey.
Whoa.
What you doing?
I'm a little busy right now.
Oh, well, I couldn't help but notice that you hadn't joined 3M Men yet.
3M Men?
Yeah, my community of men that are working on their mind, muscle, and money so that they can attract women.
Yeah, I meant to, but...
But you don't like women?
I just don't know if it'll work for me.
Oh, I see. You don't think women like money, fit bodies, and really great leadership, do you? No. See, here, listen to me, look at me. I'm a woman, right? So I know what women like, right? And women like men like you, who have their 3 M's together, their mind, muscle, and money. Women love that. If you have ever looked at a man who has his 3 M's together, what kind of woman is he with? Is he with someone who's crabby and 5 feet tall or 5 feet wide? No. He has a woman who is sexy, supportive, and serene. Do you know how much it would cost you to hire a one-on-one dating coach to get a woman like that?
Probably a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't have to do that. You can join my 3M Men community on School, where men are in there every day working on their mind, muscle, and money so they can attract the woman of their dreams. Here's what you need. I'm gonna give you your phone, okay? I'm gonna set it right here. All I want you to do is get on School, right? You go click that button right now and you join 3M Men, all right? I got you. You can do it? You can do it? Okay,
yeah.
Okay. I'll see.
You know, a lot of these modern women are saying that a lot of men are emotionally unavailable now, right? But I don't think I feel like you have to look at it, you know, from different angles, right? Because you're saying that men are emotionally unavailable, but maybe we can say emotionally pulling back, emotionally cautious, emotionally reserved, in the sense that I'm looking and I'm seeing, and I'm not 100% sure if I want to expend my emotional energy on what it looks like is about to happen.
I saw this video of this girl and she was talking about how she's okay with being single and she's completely present and happy with herself, and she's been working on herself and she loves herself, but she still gets lonely. And on the weekends, everyone else is with their partner and everyone else is with their friends. And she was like, it's a Saturday afternoon and I have nothing else to do. And she was like, I'm not afraid to go on dates with myself. I've done those things before, but I'm lacking someone be with me. That spoke to me because I've been that girl before, and being lonely is something that we don't want to do. We crave connection, and especially like I work remote, we crave personal connection. And to that, I would give, like, the advice that I would give is get outside of your comfort zone. Go to groups, find things in your area, go up to a girl and compliment her and ask her if you want to go out. I know it seems scary, but the worst thing that they're going to say is no. They're not going to like shame you for it. So go outside and find those girls, because I can guarantee you that there are so many girls in your area or in your city who are feeling the same exact way. They're not in a relationship and they are okay with being with themselves, but they just want that connection like you do.
You know, men have decided it's easier to take a step back. It's easier to opt out rather than trying to hop into confusion, rather than trying to force my way into a situation that, quite frankly, doesn't seem advantageous to me. Doesn't seem like it's going to go well. So I'm not going to sit up there and continue to be like, oh man, I got to get her. No, I don't. The alternative with me forcing myself into this space is I have somebody acting crazy with me, and I don't have time for that.
You ladies have endured a storm of fear that many would not be able to overcome. That makes you ladies extraordinary. You ladies ready for your final challenge? All right, ladies.
Let's go.
That's right, ladies. Today, you will be taking accountability.
It's over with.
Hell no. Okay, all right. That's why I draw the line. Y'all doing way too much, okay? You crazy? Who's taking action? I'ma head out, okay? Good luck, ladies.
Cowards.
And then there were two. Ladies, today's challenge, you will walk up to the table and take accountability. There's no time limit. The first person to do it takes home $100,000. It's on you.
Go grab it, babe.
No.
I feel like low-key modern day dating is literally just free sex work. I think that a lot of men can't afford or simply don't want to pay for sex work. So instead they resort to going on these dating apps looking for sex. And they'll convince you that they want a relationship. They ask you where you're from and ask all these details about you to see if you were loved as a child or not, or what your experiences with relationships are. And then they'll use that and see, wow, this is a really weak person. Here's how I can take advantage of this person and use them for my gain. I swear, like, these men will literally lie to you, tell you everything that you want to hear, tell you how much you're so special, how much this is them. They're literally BS just to get in your pants. And then you just end up leaving with more abandonment wounds.
And, you know, modern women they're asking, how come good men kind of stop engaging with them? right? But you have to understand that, you know, the kind of man you say you want. So the kind of man, well, I want a man like this, 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 and this. And the man comes up in front of you. The man comes up in front of you, and you let the man go, right? And you let Chad and Tyrone play in your face. And then a couple of days later, you want the good man to show up and rescue you. You want the good man to be a shoulder to cry on. What? Oh, well, you should allow me to do that in each and every situation. No, I'm a good guy. I'm not a doormat.
Boundaries have been such a big topic lately, and I'm going to explain how Tony and I work with standards and not boundaries and what the difference is. So many people think boundaries make you strong, but what they actually do is they push people away, and typically your partner, right? Your woman. So when you say, don't cross this line, if you do this one more time, stuff like that, right? Sound familiar? These are boundaries, and they come from a place of fear. They're usually very defensive, they're weak, and they create this like battlefield between you and your woman. So you're constantly like policing her, I guess you could say, and she can feel that, and it's exhausting for you and suffocating for her. So picture this instead. This is what a standard is. This is what Tony and I teach. When it comes to standards, right? It's going to sound more like, this is what I allow, and this is what I don't allow. So it's not a threat, and you're not being defensive. You're just being very clear and certain on what you are allowing and what you do not allow. And that's what we call a standard. Because standards are usually something that signals that a man knows his own worth and doesn't need to explain or demand respect from her. Because women don't want to be policed by men. They want to feel the safety of your standards. So ask yourself, are you living by boundaries or standards? Because the answer determines the success with women.
Until that guy decides in his mind that he is going to be fully responsible for the success of the relationship, it's totally doomed. Because if he doesn't have that mindset and that identity shift, then someone has to be responsible for it, and it'll be her, and she will resent him and hate him for that responsibility. A lot of guys get offended at that. They'll say things like, well, you know, doesn't she have to do something, and what about her part, and why does this have to fall on me? The thing that is missing in that mindset is that there's such a freedom in just being responsible.
So I made a video recently that you'll never meet a woman that takes the blame for a breakup. Of course, that ruffled some feathers with modern women because there's no accountability. And I want you guys to check out this video, which proves that modern women lack accountability. So watch this video.
So I was talking to a male friend of mine the other day, and he told me that women don't apologize and women can't be held accountable. And I began to really think deeply about this idea. And one of the things that came across my mind is, in the last 9 months or so of me being in my private practice, I have myself experienced many women, whether they came in as a couple or they came by themselves, they very abruptly discontinued their therapy. And I started to reflect and really think, you know, what was going on here? And I noticed that after I had to confront them about something, I had to bring to their attention something they were doing that wasn't contributing to the health of the relationship, they became very defensive and very, you know, just very harsh, and they stopped coming. And even though the husband would continue to come, he made it very clear that, yeah, she won't apologize. She thinks you're wrong. She thinks you're taking my side. And I began to really reflect, like, oh my gosh, is it true that women don't apologize? Is it that women struggle with being held accountable?
We also went to the mall one day and...
We? You said we?
Yes, me and Robert.
Okay.
We went to the mall, and before we went to the mall, I showed him the dress that I was going to wear because it was very hot outside. And he agreed that it was okay, you know. And the dress...
Oh, you a nice lady.
The dress came to right here, bottom, and top, it was a tube dress. And we got there to the mall, and we went to the store. I seen a little skirt that I liked. I showed him. He was like, no, you're not getting that. Not at all. It's too short. I'm not rocking with it. It's like, okay. I just ended up getting a hoodie and some pants. we're walking out, and then he let me know that, well, Robert let me know that the cashier was looking at me, I guess, in a flirtatious way. And he then forgets that he said, yes, the dress is okay. So now it's a problem that I'm wearing a dress. You're not supposed to be sitting there wearing that dress out because guys are going to sit here and look at you like that. It's disrespectful. But I didn't tell the guy to, you know, look at me like that. And I already discussed with him that I was going to wear the dress because it was hot.
Good morning. I just woke up. We're going to get right into it. I'm tired of hearing this line. If you're broke, just say that. You think by saying that does something to it might have done something to us, but not no real. You asking me for something that I got that you don't got. So if you're broke, just say that. What is y'all talking about? Trying to use that line to make a feel some type of way. You stupid. I don't even know how y'all even let this go on too long. Like God knew not to make me a. Speaking of this, I go to the beauty supply store to go try to buy some new lashes. So when I start giving my man some neck and we record it, instead of talking outside my neck, instead of begging, instead of complaining, let me go do something. I go in the beauty supply store and I see a whole bunch of pictures on the wall of you. It's always a calling a broke, but she in the beauty supply store on a wall of shame looking like this. Go to your local beauty supply store right now. I bet you see a girl in a black and white picture with a up hairstyle, with a missing eyebrow, with a missing side tooth. You would see that her lips is black and pink if the picture was not in black and white. Right now, I bet you gonna see one of them, and I bet you them same is gonna be on the internet calling one of y'all broke. And then it's always stealing something you don't need. What is you stealing a wig for? I would have rather you go to Best Buy, steal a laptop so you go on Indeed and fill out a job application. Go to Dollar Tree, steal some pens. Go do something. In Target at the bottom office detained for stealing lip gloss and shit. You don't got $3 for lip gloss, but calling another bro, shut the up.
Not all men. Oh, yippee. Another false equivalence analogy that is going to try to be used to justify why some women, and men, dislike all men. So let's hear it.
But if I gave you a box of Whoppers and I told you that 1 out of every 10 of them was actually a piece of human rolled into a ball and dipped in chocolate, you'd be wary of all of them. Would you not? That's what I thought.
What a lovely thought that must have been. However, there is another thought that I would like to point out that I'm sure didn't occur to a great many of you that happen to agree with that video and its particular analogy. By agreeing with statements like that, essentially there's a great many of you promoting prejudice and possible discrimination against entire groups of people. Reason being, you are using the actions of some members of that group to justify your wariness or prejudice against the entire group of people. Might I point out, a great many of you wouldn't like that if it was based on skin color, or if that argument was used against women, because I might add there are a lot of women that commit very horrendous crimes. Ironically, it's not usually given as much attention.
Most women think a good man is hard to find. The truth? A lot of them find one and push him away. Number 1, he doesn't need constant attention. He enjoys your company, but he's perfectly fine on his own too. Number 2, he won't compete with other men for you. If he feels like he has to fight for basic respect, he'll simply walk away. Number 3, he listens carefully, but he doesn't always agree. A mature man can understand your feelings without abandoning his own opinion. Number 4, he doesn't play games, no mixed signals. No mind games, no disappearing and reappearing for attention. Number 5, he expects accountability. If he apologizes when he's wrong, he expects the same from you. Number 6, he values peace more than being right, but don't mistake that for weakness. He simply refuses to waste energy on unnecessary conflict. Number 7, he notices effort. The small things matter to him more than grand promises. Number 8, if he feels unwanted long enough, he leaves. Not to teach you a lesson, not to make you chase him, because eventually everyone gets tired of feeling unappreciated. The hardest truth about good men is this: most of them don't leave because they stopped loving you. They leave because they stopped feeling valued.
No, that's not even part of the conversation.
No, but it is to me, because even in divorce, I don't think it's right when men be trying to take half of the women. I don't think it's cool. Like, I feel like a man should always be a man and be able to handle his own.
So you gained your money while the man was with you, and he nurtured you, he helped you, gave you ideas, he was a part of that, you know, that progression. You don't think he should get anything? You did it all.
What is he? Nobody said she did it all.
should do that. Let's work on this. Like he's setting you up. He's organizing you. He's getting your shit right.
You saying like a Wendy Williams situation?
Oh, I don't really know that thing, but I'm just saying that he helps you blow up.
I'm saying because he was like her manager, right?
No, I'm just saying someone who like really influences, who's really there. So now you blew up. You wasn't blown up. Now you blew up.
Okay, I like how Steve Harvey think he is now with his words. Why? But the money I had when I came in this thing,
But nobody's talking about. Nobody's.
No,
even, that's not even part of the conversation.
no, but it is to me because what I'm saying is, when you and I got together in marriage,
Right.
and we made more businesses, we made more, there were more things happening.
Right.
To me, the money that was made after marriage, that's a different conversation because we both contributed, whatever.
Men aren't actually dating anymore and they blame women, but what if I told you that your lack of effort in yourself is causing it? So here's what to focus on to 5x your dates. First, you don't look clean, you look fine. Showering isn't enough. If your space smells, your skin's dry, and your clothes look wrinkled, you're giving boy, not man. Your style has zero intention. Hoodie and joggers every day isn't a personality. I would wear fitted basics, neutral tones, and clean shoes. You don't need designer, you just need effort. You don't lead. You wait for her to choose the date, the restaurant, and the time. Be decisive. A woman wants a man with a plan. And lastly, you lack emotional awareness. If your only flirting strategy is being funny, you're already behind. Being calm, present, and listening is 10 times more attractive than trying to impress her. Remember, women want connection, not performance. And because
men don't want to marry anymore because the risk outweighs the benefits. There's a risk that comes with marriage that essentially only benefits a woman. A man marries you and can only hope that one day you don't wake up and say, I feel like I don't love you anymore and I want to leave and you can't do anything about it. According to ASA, 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Among college-educated women, it jumps to 90%. You know what's crazy? I mean, a lot of us women don't have anything a man actually wants that we can bring to the table.
When a woman can tell you what a real man is, that is a problem. Because usually when she say what a real man is, it's always somebody that accepts her and won't question her. It's always a real man for that one. A real man will get with a woman who has kids. Who says that? A bitch with kids? A real man should get with somebody got AIDS if you're real. It's really stupid. But you'll hear black women talk like this and they'll be real confident being in public, being real ignorant. Why would you want to know how many people I've slept with? Well, I want to know if I'm throwing my hot dog down a hallway. Why wouldn't I want to know how many people have jumped on you and treated you like a human trampoline? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Why do you care if you like me? I don't know you. You know who making these arguments? Hoes. Hoes is out here trying to make arguments and tell niggas to shift they thinking. The biggest problem, especially in the black community, black women got too much voice, got too much mouth, and the fact that you let them speak, they'll be saying things and won't even know what the word means or say the word wrong and just be talking and seeking words and saying, well, it's the way that you said it.
You know, I was sitting here thinking, I just got into a little argument with a coworker, right? And I'm laughing because he says America is a superpower. He kept saying it. And in my mind, I'm like, bro, I don't want to talk politics with you. I really don't, because I know who you are and what you stand for. And I just was like, okay, if we are a superpower, why the f we don't have free healthcare, free education? China has free healthcare and free education. Russia has free healthcare and free education. Japan. Are we a superpower, or are we a country of slaves that continue to feed the machine? And the machine is eating us. What type of superpower would not put their people first? Then I just found out that now they're coming for the VA, right? The VA is coming for the soldiers, I'm sorry. They're trying to tell them their percentage may change depending on if the medicine is helping or not. So if you're a pure normal soldier, you won't get as much money. We are not a superpower. This is the big slave camp you ever seen in your life. We work till we die, and they watch us work and tell us we're gonna work more and longer while these motherfuckers are on islands doing things. So we are not a superpower, period. And any example, I just saw a video. Guy said, how can they charge me for power and this and that? They can. I'm not even using the power. They're just assuming. They're just adding bills. They're just. They do what they want to do, and you take it. We are not a superpower. We are the third world.
So that this is us that he's talking about, right? This is our generation that he's talking about, right? They prefer men. They prefer men. They prefer men who are emotionally available, good communicators, and share similar values. Emotionally available, strike 1, good communicator, strike 2, and share similar values, strike 3. Too many of us are emotionally stunted, we do not communicate well, and we come in utilizing misogyny in order to attract these women. And we really think these women want us, dog? Come on, son. Come on, son. I be telling y'all be talking y'all way out of.
A submissive woman actually controls the man. Sounds backwards, right? But hear me out. Loud women with attitude and ego, they turn off real men. But a calm, feminine, respectful woman, see, she doesn't have to raise her voice to be heard. One soft sentence from her and she can move mountains. See, submission isn't weakness. It's the most powerful form of influence. A man is ready to go to war for a woman who brings him peace, but he won't lift a single finger for a woman that only brings him cows. And this is where most women get it wrong. They think power comes from competing with their man, from bringing attitude and ego into the relationship. But her real power, it's in her softness. And that's how a man bends without feeling broken. Because you can demand respect through force, but you'll never get devotion that way. And a woman who understands her feminine power doesn't need to fight for control. She already has it. Because the man who feels at peace will do anything to keep that peace. And that's not manipulation. That's polarity. And that's what keeps a relationship strong.
The male translation of "she's just a friend." Definition: I'm really attracted to her and I don't want to lose her just because you and me are in a relationship. I know that would be a tough pill to swallow, so I'm going to present our relationship as a platonic friendship so it's easier to digest. But if the situation was right or the opportunity presented itself, I would gladly take things to the next level. But rather than confess my feelings for you and force you to put me in a position where I have to choose between one of you, I'm gonna present her as one of the bros so you don't think you're in competition with her. But in reality, everything that you do, I'm comparing to her. And because she existed since before I was in a relationship with you, she will always set the standard of what I expect a woman or girlfriend to be. So rest assured, while she might just be a friend for now, you will never be the only woman that I have love for.
Alone and lonely, and you have to know when to walk away.
Leave a man and go to nothing. They always monkey branch to another man. You know how monkeys swing from tree to tree? And they're always hoping that the next branch they swing to is a little bit higher than the last one. Men need to be different than women. Don't be afraid to let her go and have nothing in your life. They fear that, you don't. That's one of the things that makes you a man. You don't have fear of being alone. That's a very feminine thing, fear of being alone.
Now, we all know women's nature are hypergamous. They will leave you if they think the grass is greener on the other side, which is nothing wrong with that. I just have something to tell the men. Women will monkey branch if they see a better option, so you have to be the best option. Now you have to understand something. If you're in a relationship with a woman and she does a non-negotiable and your stays in there, you deserve everything that comes with it. For example, if you tell your woman when you're in a relationship, I don't like women who go to parties and clubs, especially without me, and she says, I'm going anyway, you know where to put her. Now, if you stay, she's going to walk all over you. You already know who runs that relationship, who has the pants. Now, men have to understand the difference. Women can monkey branch. So can you. But make sure when you leave, you don't mind being alone. It's fine being alone. We all just don't want to be lonely. And y'all wonder why I say this. And you want to get married. Pack it up.
This is terrible. Do you know who Nick Fuentes is?
Yeah, he's an idiot.
I don't like agree with the stuff he says, but I just always he always pops up on my For You page.
He doesn't like you, that's for sure. I'd be weary about supporting that guy. He if there's one thing that man loves, it's the N-word.
I think he's cute though.
So what? He thinks you're like subhuman.
Maybe I'm into that.
What?
I'm not gonna lie, that was hard to watch. Bro broke rule number 1. Hating on another man in front of a woman? Come on, man. You're just making him sound even better. You might as well have called him a bad boy. You might as well have said he's toxically masculine. You don't think girls know what that means? He's racist. Trust me, you would never like him. He would never treat you right. I would treat you way better than him. Trust me. I've never seen a guy drive a girl into another man's arms so fast. What was that, like 30 seconds? I mean, he might as well have just got her Uber straight over there. He might as well have just Ubered her directly to Nick Fuentes. My goodness. Simps never win.
And, you know, modern women continue to say, you know, why is this guy not asking me out? Why won't this guy shoot his shot? Why is this guy seeing me, staring at me, but he's hesitating? I mean, at some point in time, maybe you should realize what the man is going through. Maybe you should realize, you know what? This date really cost him. You know what? You know, he might have to spend a little time. He might have to spend some, well, you know, we both spending time, but you know, he's got to spend his money on the date. Instead of just saying, well, you know, I spend my money too, in a way, because I use my makeup, and, you know, I go get a spray tan, and one woman said, I took a workout class. I was like, girl, that workout class ain't gonna do nothing for nobody. You just started working out. You went to one workout class. You didn't lose no weight. As far as I'm concerned, you wasted, well, I mean, you didn't waste your time, but if you saying that you did it for him, you wasted your time. You need to have been doing that well before you met him, during the time that you met him, and then after the time that you met him. That's how these modern women do. They try to assign stuff to men and say, oh, well, you know, I'm doing it for you, so I got to spend money in a way. No, you're going to spend that money anyway.